I'm here with OJ Early, who's running for 3rd District Commissioner on the Republican ticket. And first off, OJ, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, let me first say thank you to you and the radio station for having me on today. My name is OJ Early, and I'm a candidate for the Greene County Commission in the 3rd District, so that's the Tusculum View and Doak precincts. I feel very fortunate to be a lifelong East Tennessean. I work up at ETSU full-time, same place I graduated from. My wife Kristen and I live in Tusculum, and we tell people all the time that Tusculum is one of the best-kept secrets around. It's a beautiful place to live. I've really enjoyed campaigning for this position so far and meeting the voters and hearing their questions and concerns, and I'm looking forward to the next few weeks.
So why have you decided to run for election?
That's a really important question. For me, the answers are really pretty straightforward. I'm really concerned with good financial and fiscal management. I think that's really important. Unfortunately, we don't have to look very far to find other communities, other counties that have not budgeted taxpayer money well, or they've borrowed lots of money they can't hope to pay back, or invested in projects that really don't do a lot for the taxpayers. I was reading in the Greenville Sun just a few days ago about a community, I believe in or near Memphis, where basically the state government's coming in to take over because they've been so badly financially managed for so long. So making sure that taxpayer money is spent and budgeted well, that's really important to me. I'll also say that I'm really interested in government transparency and government efficiency. I've noticed as I've been out talking with voters when the subject of politics comes up, the conversation often shifts to the national level or what's happening in Washington. But I really believe with all my heart that local government matters. What happens at these Greene County Commission meetings every month, it affects your daily life. So anything that I can do to make these government processes a little easier and smoother for the public, whether that's how you get your vehicle taxes updated, or if you have a question for a commissioner, whatever it is, I want to make sure that these processes are as simple and smooth and headache-free for you as possible. And finally, I'll just say that I have a strong desire to see Greene County succeed. This is my home. This is where my wife and I live. I have family and friends here. I want to see this place grow and prosper. I think if you look at my work at ETSU, at the Greenville Sun, I have a track record of working well with others, of working hard, of listening to people, being a problem solver. And I'll take those skills and those experiences, and I'll work hard for the people of Greene County.
So what do you think is the biggest issue facing Greene County at this current time?
Oh, there are so many issues facing Greene County, East Tennessee, and really just Southern Appalachia more generally. I'll mention just a couple that I think are really important. First of all, I think as a county commission, as a county, we have to do all we can do to constantly be recruiting good-paying jobs to this area. That's so important, whether that's working more closely with the Greene County Partnership, whether that's thinking about brainstorming ways to better market Greene County as a place where you want to come and live and work and play, whatever that is, however we do that, that's really important. It's something that I'd work hard on. I'll also mention an issue that I think is really critically important, but doesn't really get the attention that it needs. And that is when it comes to state-funded projects, whether that's transportation, whether that's education, the Greene County Commission has to be united and speak in one voice and say, we want those state dollars flowing into Greene County. I'll tell you that when I was a newspaper reporter, I did several stories about how in the past there have been some state projects, particularly related to transportation, that in the past didn't come to Greene County because the county commission, wasn't united and didn't speak in a united voice and say, we have a plan for this money, we want this money flowing into Greene County. And when we don't get those projects, that really sets us back in terms of prosperity for the public, in terms of recruiting good jobs. So that's an issue I'd like to work on if elected as a county commissioner.
So you've kind of given some hints at this already, but what are your plans if you are elected?
Sure. Well, I'll tell you that I always get a little suspicious of politicians when they run for office who make lots of promises and plans. If I'm elected, you have to have some humility. You have to listen to those who've been there longer, get advice from those in the public. But I'll mention a couple of things that I'd like to do, fairly early on. The first is making it a little bit easier to get in touch with your elected officials, with your county commissioners. I think that's important. I don't know how many people in the public know that all the county commissioners have an email address. but maybe it's broadcasting that a little more that we have that. Maybe it's some listening sessions. Maybe it's a town hall type event. I don't know what it would look like, but making county commissioners a little bit more accessible to the public. We're there to serve the public. We're there to listen. So however we can do that, I think that's important.
And is there anything else you'd like to say before we go?
I'll say that it's been a pleasure to run for office. I've enjoyed getting to meet the voters. It's been a great experience. I won't make a lot of promises if I'm elected, but I'll tell you that if I do win, I'm someone who will stand for budgeting taxpayer money well. I'm someone who will work hard for job growth, government transparency. If you live at Tusculum View or Doak, I would ask for your vote, and I thank you for having me this morning.
That was O.J. Early, who's running for 3rd District Commissioner on the Republican ticket.